Now, here's the reality about the cat bond. Under Dr. Nigel Clark, who was Minister of Finance and the Public Service in Jamaica, Jamaica took out a catastrophe bond. It then renewed that bond, and I'm going to read exactly what was this bond, how it works, and now we've seen reports coming out of Jamaica about Unleash It. So it says Jamaica's catastrophe bond is globally pioneering the cat in a grid trigger approach, as we are the first in the world to use this. So Jamaica is the first in the world to use a cat in a grid trigger approach. The cat in a grid trigger places a grid over Jamaica and surrounding waters, with each grid having a centralized air pressure threshold. Payout is triggered if a hurricane passes through a grid and has centralized air pressure at or below the threshold for that grid. Note, the lower the centralized air pressure, the higher the intensity of the hurricane. Hurricane Melissa was below 900 millibars, so it's one of the strongest hurricanes in history. Okay, so I believe it's number two, silver medal. Right? The size of the payout is related to how many such grids are breached. So it's a granular approach, but the more grids that are breached, is the more money that gets paid out to Jamaica. So of course, what are some of these grids, the pressures? So what it said is that each of these grids is associated with a centralized air pressure threshold. For instance, the threshold applicable to grids 5, 6, and 7. Of course, I would want to know where's grids 5, 6, and 7. Well, 5, 6, and 7 is Montego Bay and then going east. So we're looking at Montego Bay out to St. Anne's Bay, right? So those are 5, 6, and 7. So this is an example. The grids 5, 6, and 7 and 8. 958 millibars, 945 millibars, 947, and 932 millibars. So that gives you an idea. All of the grids, from what I can see, were above 900. The lowest I'm seeing in here is 920 millibars to trigger a payout. So we have to understand where we're going. Jamaica took out insurance, and that insurance is now going to flow to the government of Jamaica and allow them to speed up the recovery.